Hi diggers. So this is how to compost 101. So this is a basic lesson in composting and you can do it in your garden now. If you do put it in one of these compost bins, it's going to be a bit tricky to turn. I would try and keep it on an open pile if you have garden space for it, because the turning of the compost makes it break down very, very fast. But I'm going to show you how to compost in one of these bins so that your soil, when it comes out, your compost, when it comes out, it is all ready to just plant, put in pots or plant your seedlings in. So, because what happens is people put their grass clippings in, they put kitchen waste in, and they forget that that turns into a big loopy mess. And what you really need is carbons. They're regarded as nitrogens, and you need carbons to complement that. So here's some resources here. I have a stack of these. You can probably see these are just cardboard egg boxes. Don't put them in the recycling, keep them out. Anything that's this kind of cardboard is perfect. Easily just formed. Yeah, all of that sort of pressed cardboard is perfect. Newspapers, they're perfect to put in the compost. All your shredded documents that are too confidential and you want to shred them, put that in. And you see, can see kitchen waste, and I have got tissues in there that I've been blowing my nose on. No, I haven't got the virus, just got a sniffle now and again. So so what you do is, let me show you in the top of this compost heap. I stick in here weeds, grass. Unfortunately there's a dead bird. This is all the stuff out of the hoover, all of the rubbish that comes out of the hoover. I put lemons in as well, and there's no problem with it. The people say that the worms don't like it. Now 2 days ago, when it wasn't as cold as it was, the worms were very close to the top. You can just see them wiggling here. I don't know if you can see that in my hand. Lots of baby worms. They're fantastic. And this compost heap this year is absolutely full of worms. Now the reason they're not all wriggling on the top at the moment is because we've had some very cold nights, and what they do is they move away from the top and into the centre to keep warm, because they're very heat sensitive. But once it gets warm again, they'll come to the top and they'll feed. Well, they're always feeding, but then they'll continue to break things down. So what you want to do when you're putting your kitchen waste in, let's put that in. So what I do with this is I line it with newspaper. That's my pot. It's just an old pot that I've lined with plastic so it doesn't leak all over my counter. So it's very simple, and I've put newspaper as a liner, and then on top of that there's all this kitchen waste that I've just put on top. Okay, that's fine. Now I'm going to add my shredded documentation. There. Just put that in there. Just put that around a bit. Then guess what? You know all those toilet roll holders that you keep throwing out? They're really, really useful. And like Sharon said, they're like seeds. They turn into other things, i.e. really good quality compost. So you can, I'm going to use one hand at the moment. I'd tear them up and put them in. Okay. Then you can put your this one in, your egg carton. You can rip it and tear it up. I tend to just put them upside down. And I tell you what's good about that. All compost heaps need a bit of air. So if this tracks air, that's really, really good. Last but not least, is this. Just newspaper. Yeah, just fill that over. And then if you've got some grass clippings, I haven't got any cut, but I'll just show you just for the sake of it. Get your grass clippings, stick those on top. Yeah, it's not a science. Just bung that all on. You know, if you've got a little bit more than that than me, that's fine. Then I'm going to use this because it's easy. I've got some water here. All you have to do then is put a drop of water on them. Ouch. So just poured some water on the top there. And that is it. Hey presto, that will break down. Now the next layer I'd put on would be more what's called greens or nitrogens, which is you know, fresh stuff that you have clipped, peeled your spuds and stuff like that. Don't put cooked stuff in. That's the stuff that attracts rats, and doesn't compost at all well. The chemical structure has been changed, so you don't put anything cooked in. You can put some raw bones in. Bones will rot down. Don't put all your fats and everything in there. It will just attract vermin. But other than that, that's how you do it. So if you just put the lid back on, so it's good to have it in a sunny corner. The heat helps, water helps, air. Now this is what comes out at the bottom. What I tend to do once a year, oh no, I must get through about 3 of these in a year. So I must get through, yeah, three of these come off in a year. And I tend to, when I think it's nearly ready, I tend to take the whole thing off, and I'll just take the rotted stuff that's from about here upwards, and this stuff that goes up the top that's not quite rotted down yet, I just use it as a base to start the next one off with. So I want you just to have a look at this compost now. Now that is literally fresh out the bottom. It's perfect for, there's something that needs to go back in, that's a bulb of some sort, but this is perfect stuff for sowing seeds in and for potting up your little plants in. Okay, there's a leaf there, and basically what you're looking for is this kind of, it's quite moist, this kind of thing. When I put my spade in there yesterday, because it's been cold the last couple of nights because we've had very clear skies, there's a little one, you'll find that right down the bottom here there's so many worms because they're looking for the warmth. So they'll go into the centre to look for the warmth, because it's been too cold for them lately. So if you're doing this on an open area, i.e. not in one of these, because this will now take, you know, it's going to take a while to compost down without any help. But if you do it on an open piece of ground, if you've got a little corner of the garden where you can just dump all your rubbish, all of your organic, all your compostables, so you can put in leaf mould, sawdust. If you do the sawdust cat litter, which I do, that will go in, grass cuttings, all your kitchen waste, cardboard, paper, newspaper, shredded paper, all of this, you mix it all up and you go there every other day. I mean, you can do it every day if you want, but every other day, and you just turn it over. So that means you sort of move it from one spot to a spot right next to it. So it doesn't have to be massive, but you're looking for a heap that's probably the same kind of volume as this, maybe not so high. If it doesn't have quite a bulk to it, it tends not to rot down very well. So you do need the bulk, because the bulk creates the heat. It gets it all heating up. And when you turn it over, you have to add your water, you turn it, and you turn it every other day. And within, literally, they say 18 days, within 18 days, you should have compost very similar to this. Okay, so that's how you do it. So I hope that helps. It's quite a long video. I hope it helps you get started. Please stop throwing your resources in the bin. They are really important for you to use right now. So have a great day. It's a beautiful sunny day. Go and get digging. Bye guys.